94.9 The Rock, GTA's Rock Station. I'm Bob, and joining me in studio is John from Bad Wolves. Thanks for coming in, man.
Thanks for having me.
I know it's really hard. It's hard on a show day sometimes to get up and go do these things. You guys were playing in Windsor last night and here in Oshawa tonight. How's the tour going so far?
Amazing. Tonight will be our third show.
Yep.
We got familiar with 3 Days Grace. We just toured with them in Europe. So
Yep.
They are the nicest guys ever. And we love nothing more, too. So we are just really excited to do a full run of Canada, which we have not done yet. And
Right.
having, Zombie just went double platinum here. So it's great to be here right at this time.
You know, when that got released in January, and I wanted to ask you about Zombie, and the album Disobey doesn't get released until May, right? Like, so you've got like 4 or 5 months.
I think it was like 2. I think it came out in February, correct?
Oh, really? Well, then the internet is wrong.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I mean, I have it wrong. I mean, I could have it wrong. It's Wikipedia. Somebody probably is just messing with me. Was it February? Was it really a month later?
February, and the album came out in May, so there was a couple months.
Okay, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Okay, so I have that it was released in. Okay, I'll start over, and we'll just redo this. So, Zombie comes out a couple months before the album comes out.
Yes.
And it's everybody's kind of first exposure to the band, to Bad Wolves.
Yes.
The single sounds much different than a lot. Like the Zombie sounds a lot different than a lot of the stuff on Disobey.
Yeah.
So like, how did you temper expectations from people? Like, how did you say, okay, we did this and this is great and we know it's great, but be prepared. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. And it is such a drastic change with songs like Learn to Live and all this other stuff that is very heavy.
Yeah.
But we knew when we were, forming this band, we have songs like Hear Me Now. We do that sort of template that we enjoy. So we knew that like Remember When and Hear Me Now, those are 2 songs on the record that would be able to say follow up in the genre of Zombie.
Right.
Not necessarily the level of success, because the level of success of Zombie is like out of this world.
It's amazing. I mean, you said double platinum here in Canada. I think I saw something like 23 million streams.
I think it's at 20 or I don't even know.
I don't know. Like that was just, I was just looking at like
it's like
Nielsen.
160 million on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's got like 65 million on our Spotify.
Yeah.
The numbers are just crazy. It's like diamond in Europe. It's platinum in America. It's platinum in Australia. It's crazy.
Are you at that point now where you're like, okay, we got to play this? Whether like, are you not sick? Are you guys sick of playing it yet?
We
is
were
what
at
I'm
that
asking.
point before we even hit the road.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to play the song for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, and
but we're comfortable. Like Hear Me Now is at radio now, and it's doing
we're
great.
playing it here.
23 in Canada, I think, and it's number 3 in the States at Active Rock. So I would say that's a successful follow up.
Absolutely, for sure it is. But it's interesting. You have to be pragmatic about it because you can't expect the kind of numbers that you got with like that song resonated with so many people. Your version of it,
correct? And like, let's be honest, we didn't expect really anything being a new band. So having Zombie was just like, whoa, this is insane. But like, we weren't planning on it being that big. So it's never like, oh, we got to live up to that.
Right. So yeah, and let's talk about that. Like you guys get together. I've read, a metal supergroup is something that I've read. And how did that? And I'm sure you're sick of answering these questions, but how did that come to be that you guys decided you were going to cover this Cranberry song?
That was all Tommy.
Okay.
So the band started around 2014. Tommy wasn't in it yet.
Okay.
And I was like finding members, writing music. And when Tommy joined, he sang a couple songs like, yeah, this is it. This is the magic that I was looking for and he was looking for.
Nice.
And then he goes, well, I got this too. And like it was something he had already previously worked on.
Oh, cool.
And that was 100%. We were all chips in with that. Like, this is a great cover. Then we get signed, and then it turns out that the people at the label happen to previously work with Dolores.
Yeah.
And they can get her on the track, and then unfortunately we all know how that panned out,
Well, I don't know if you realize the area you're like. She spent a lot of time in this area. Actually, her husband's Canadian, and she like lived just east of here. Like she's got her kids were born here.
Okay.
Yeah. So
we met them in New York.
Yeah.
When we handed some of the proceeds.
Right. I saw that.
Check to her. That was an awkward and heavy moment.
Well, I appreciate you being honest about it being awkward. Like it had, like you guys owe a lot to that song.
Yes.
But perhaps, and you don't want to say, if Dolores hadn't passed away, it might not. There's a good chance it wouldn't have been as big as it is. I would say,
yeah, and that's an awkward thing.
And that's an awkward thing. Yeah.
It's, everything about it is awkward when it comes to meeting them, but her husband was really cool about it.
Nice.
The kids were like, kind of like, what do we say to these guys?
Yeah.
And he kind of led the train and kept the conversation going.
Good.
And made us not feel small.
Yeah.
And made us feel like he was appreciative of us,
which is
amazing.
Great. That's awesome. That's an awesome way, an awesome story. To like a way to put a nice bow on it. And I know, and the weird thing is that was months ago and it's still going. Like you didn't put a bow on it because it's still going.
It's definitely still going. Yeah.
Okay, so you got this Canadian tour now. You guys are opening, right? Opening.
Yes, we are opening this tour, and then this is going to finish out December 15th for us. We've basically been on tour since April 18th. It has been a grinding year. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
I guess they say careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Because like this band has already blown up way beyond all of our expectations, and we're extremely happy. But then we shut down for Christmas, right back into writing a new record for January. We'll have a new record out next year.
That was my next question so you've been on the, like the life cycle of an album is always, labels got their things. They we're going to do this. We're going to do that.
Shorter and shorter.
Yeah. So that's are you writing on the road at all?
No, but I write like we had 2 weeks off in September.
Yeah.
I wrote 10 of those days, 12 hours a day. So we are already, and Tommy did too. So we're already sitting on probably 12 tracks, and we're going to get it up to about 30 by the end of January.
What do you write on, if you don't mind me asking? Like, are you grabbing a guitar? Are you grabbing keys? What do you do? How do you write?
Guitar.
Yeah.
Usually acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
And then I go to Vegas and I record there. We just do everything on Pro Tools, Axe Effects, and, we use like digital cabs. Stuff like that, so we can get these solid demos. So use a nice drum pad.
Nice.
Get it all going. Just make sure it's all work. And then, track some vocals, demo it all out.
If you're not writing and you're spending all this time on the road, so you're spending a lot of time in the van or the bus or whatever it is. I always wonder what you guys, because your music's so intense and some of it really heavy, but definitely intense. I think is an all-encompassing word for your music. What do you go in? Would you throw headphones on and listen to stuff, or are you just like, is silence golden?
Silence is not golden, but I don't listen to too much music anymore, and when I do, it tends to be a lot of 80s pop music.
Nice.
Like Roxette or the Madonna or
nice.
And then like the rocker side of things like Billy Joel or whatever, but and newer stuff that's not even that new, but I really like AWOL Nation.
Yeah. It's great.
Alternative.
Very well produced.
Very good. That Aaron kid. I don't think he's a kid, but man, he's a star. I really like his writing.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming in and giving everybody here at the Rock like a different view of what you guys have been through in the last year, and in the best way. And when I say been through, what you have experienced in the last year, because it's got to have just been a whirlwind for you, and you must be looking forward to the couple weeks off.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be ready to go back after 2 weeks. Put me back out.
Yeah,
but we get to go to Australia with Nickelback.
That's great.
February, so that would be great.
That's great. So we're looking forward to new music from Bad Wolves. John, thanks so much for coming in, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.